everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka
Money, get your game on.
and we are back with another Twitter thread. So today we're talking about hybrid cards. Way back when, as people were quick to point it out, Pokemon started printing cards that had dual typing. Magic the Gathering does the same with both gold cards and cards with hybrid mana. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't really have anything analogous unless you count those like terrible synchro pendulums. If only I could remember the name of a single one. I want to ask you what cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Would benefit from some type of hybrid typing. Either a hybrid attribute value, a hybrid type line, and I want to begin with Berserk Dragon. I think there's a significant amount of cards that are dragons, like clearly dragons, but they're also a second thing. I'd like to see that remedied by changing their typing, but let's see what you all came up with. You know, it's honestly a huge shame that all the hero monsters take from different themes and ideas and are stuck to warriors. It'd be kind of cool if they had dual types. If Avian were also a warrior winged beast, oh, fuck my fucking field. Before the existence of Cyberse, Psychics for the longest time seemed to be a stand-in for tech, to the point where all the cards that are just regularly Psychic feel out of place. So I think giving all the GX Psychics Cyberse would make sense. That's a cool idea. Like, Psychic is just like a guy with a computer, and now that we have a guy with the computer, we're like, errata them. The law says the best answer is unquestionably the tri-types. Having a mixture of beast, beast warriors, and winged beasts, sure, but I want a hybrid between machines and Psychics first, as we've had hinted at from the latest TCG support wave. Be still, my Cosmo heart. I think they should print a set called like House of the Hybrids or something, and it's just a bunch of generic support cards for like 3 types at once. Like you've got beasts, beast warriors, wing beasts. You've got machine, psychic, cyberse. We've got, what do we have now? Reptile, insect, plant. Fish. Fish have had fish, sea serpent, aqua forever. Once again, Rush Duels pull ahead. What? Oh yeah! So for those of you that don't know, Rush Duel fusions have a unique typing, which is occasionally like a combination of 2 different typings. There's magical knight, cyborg. Whoa, that's tight. God, we need Rush so bad. We need Rush so fucking bad. I want this so bad. I can't believe we don't have this, by the way. This is an easy print. One funny attempt for this is Skelosaurus, but it shouldn't need a Gemini effect. This card is treated as a normal monster. While it's a normal monster, you can normal summon it to give it these effects. This card becomes Earth Dinosaur type. I'm genuinely so mad this wasn't why Amorphages were made in the first place and just became this unplayable pendulum deck with new cards just being printed to be part of the lore sets. Hybrid types born from a genetic infection would be so cool. Is that what's happening on Amorphages? Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's got the wolf head coming out of him. Oh, no. Konami, oh my God, everybody else is doing dual types. Our players are going to love this. We got this on the first try. Let's go. You know, it's crazy how beloved this card is. It's crazy that everyone loves this card. It's like you ask new players what their favorite card is almost unanimously. Nirvana High Paladin. If we ever get the Arcana Force retrains, holy, this guy's cooking. I think it would be cool to have their effects make them light or dark attribute depending on the coin flip. Oh, okay. You're cooking, you're cooking. In 5D's Tech Genus were always machines on top of their regular type. This kind of gets referenced in TG All Clear, though it changes them to all machines instead. That's tight. Yes, of course, we do have some that are close, but it's like they gain an effect that gives them the second typing. Fun fact, ask a judge what happens when you flip Gozen Match while this card is on the field for a free punch. Do not print this card. If this card is destroyed, you can set this card in your Pendulum Zone face down. Holy! That's fucking tight, dude. Are you kidding me? That is so tight. Every time I look at Scrap and see they're not machines, I go insane. He is made of metal. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a rock. They're dark because they're fiends, but they are burning. They are clearly on fire. This is such an insane point. I love it. I think these should have been water because they put out fires. Why would they be fire type? That's like the worst thing for them to be. Like, I don't know. I think he's kind of spitting, right? Like, when it comes to what element firefighters are, you know, fire is pretty low on the list. You know, it's mostly water. These little weirdos have a constant duality theme going on, but they're the most awkward possible implementation because they just didn't want to print cards that say they have 2 different types or attributes. Like, this is the clearest place in Dream Mirror that you could get into this design space, venture into a world of dual typing, and they just didn't. They were like, no, instead, let's just make them unplayable. Kind of the opposite of this, but I'll have no other chance to mention that this should have no attribute. It's fucked up, right? Instead of giving it no attribute, they typed, you are unaffected by the effects of clear world that affects you if you have a monster with an attribute. Come on. The megalith monsters are ritual monsters that also function as their own ritual spells. If only there was a game mechanic where monsters could also be spells. It's kind of weird. It's like, why are pendulums the only cards that do this? Just throw it on some monsters, right? Why not? Another big one is Red Dragon Archfiend. Yep, should be a dragon and a fiend. It really fucks up a lot of things that this motherfucker is not a fiend. It should be made so that union monsters gain the type and attribute of their equipped monsters and let it be treated as both. That is really neat. But it would require Konami to consolidate like what it actually means for a monster to be a union monster. Because right now what it means for a monster to be a union monster is it says the word union on it. Like, is a union monster, like, for this example, for instance, two monsters making an alliance and like teaming up? Is it like with the ABCs, like a fucking transformer? Sometimes union monsters are just a floodgate that you keep in your pocket, like the little dragon. Absolutely right. Why are the wicked gods not divine beast? It really fucking sucks that it's like, yep, they're gods, but not in the only way that matters. Come on, let us have fun with these cards. I get that they're supposed to be geologists, but could they have also been like spellcasters? Yeah, it's so funny that the Adamanticators are rocks. Like, this is not a rock. This is a guy that looks at rocks. This one has a staff. The Akiza deck has been fucked by monotype, split between things that care about plants, things that care about dragons, and random support for plants that are unrelated types. Just make these cards plant dragons. I'm gonna be honest with you, if you had made Black Rose Dragon a plant dragon in 2010, every Yu-Gi-Oh player would have jumped off a fucking bridge. This card was already good enough. Doesn't need to be able to be giga planted. I feel like 90% of the responses are like, if it says dragon, why not dragon? But the actual answer I have, what if it was a series of giant monsters that can also be field spells? Fire King Island Turtle. Now you're fucking cooking! I think they should just make worms also dragons. They made worms because they weren't dragons! I think they should just make worms dragons, says Recusant. I have no ideological or philosophical reason for this. I think it might even make the game worse. However, it would be super funny, so it's a hill I've decided to die on. Not only do I think this concept is really cool, it would also do something extremely important for Yu-Gi-Oh! And by that I mean they would have to ban Gozen and Teekboo if they ever did this. See you next time. Ultima says monsters that can also be spells would be crazy. Let's go. 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21. It is 21, 21. Everyone on Earth's fucking dead.